Well, ladies and gentlemen, lend me your ears. I know all eyes are on the clock. Thank you so much for being back in time. For all those who've already come back, gratitude to each and every one of you. Now let's give it 2 minutes. Let's wait for everybody else to kindly come inside. And then we will kickstart our next session, requesting everybody outside to kindly make their way inside as quickly as possible. And for all those who are sitting inside, just a couple of more minutes, and then we'd be about to begin. So I want you all to give yourselves a pat on your back. Yes, give yourselves a pat on your back for sticking to the timelines. We are just 2 minutes away, ladies and gentlemen, from the next session. In the meanwhile, I'm going to request my DJ friend to kindly play one song to pep up everybody here in the house. Let's play one song, after which we will begin the next session. Thank you so much, Naveen. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have a surprise coming up for all of you. Requesting your undivided attention. All your eyes on the screen, please.
Uncle's dream. Dreams provide us with the strength that we can gauge. Uncle's dream. Dreams provide us with the strength that we can gauge. Our imaginations carve and mold our destiny. And our thoughts help us measure the heights that we scale. And then there is a special breed of dreamers, the entrepreneurs. India has produced some of the most brilliant enterprising minds in modern times. The essence of the Indian entrepreneur has always been a never-say-die spirit. Their brilliance has overpowered the limitations of their humble roots or resource crunches. And they have risen from the not-so-celebrated corners of India, like Coimbatore, Mysuru, Tumakuru, Bangalore, Belgaum, Goa, Satara, Aurangabad, and many more, to stamp their names globally in modern and diverse industries of
So all the dreamers, all the entrepreneurs, and all the rock stars, welcome back once again. Well, I hope all of you enjoyed your lunch. Did you? Show me a thumbs up if you did. I want you all to give me a thumbs up. Everybody, in the air, show me a thumbs up. Fantastic. Now, before we begin, We're going to do a small activity to ensure that all of you come back right here, okay? And trust me, the person who does it the best with the most amount of energy will win a prize, okay? Are you all okay with that? Okay, so I want you all to put both your hands forward. Everybody put both your hands forward. Yes, okay, and I want you to shake your hands a little bit. Okay, now can we go a little faster? A little faster now. Can you all smile a little more as you do that? Fantastic, fantastic. Okay, now, so I hope you all remember the last time when we put our hands up in the air, we were all ready for the first segment. Now this time, if you're all ready, quickly hold each other's hand. Okay, and now when you put your hands up in the air, I want you all to scream beacon, and the person who does that the loudest will get a prize right now. Okay, are you all ready? Yes? Okay, so here we go. At the count of 3, 2, 1, put your hands up! Oh my God, who was that person? Please stand up. Stand up, stand up, stand up, sir. Stand up very quickly. So can you do that once again, okay? Now, the camera is on you. I want you to imagine you're the leading actor, sir. All eyes on you. Okay, when I say lights, camera, action, I want you to make the same noise, sir, okay? No changes whatsoever, okay? Okay, so if you all like it, you're going to clap for him at the count of 3, 2, 1. Lights, camera, and action. Give him a huge round of applause. Our team will come back to you and give you something very special. Now, with that domino effect of happiness and positivity, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to call upon stage Mr. Sivakumar. Sir, can we please have you come back on the stage once again? Let's welcome sir with a huge round of applause. And as sir joins us, can we also have Mr. Ganesh join us on the stage, please? So gratitude to you, sir. Thank you so much for that rock star of a presentation. I'm sure everybody had an insightful moment. Truly a thought-provoking presentation. Everybody put your hands together once again. Thank you so much, sir. Humongous gratitude. Now, without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to call upon Mr. Amarnath Sundarmurthy, Field Application Engineer, AMD, to kindly join us. One of our sponsor representatives making his way on the stage. We cannot be sitting like this. Put your hands together, clap them, join them. Let's welcome Mr. Amarnath on the stage, please.
Thank you. Check. All right, so without wasting further time, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining here. It's a huge crowd, and thank you so much for being patient and making up yourself gathering here. Myself, Amarnath, I am the Field Application Engineer from AMD, managing the south part of the business. So I am a technical guy in terms of managing all requirements that comes from various different GUs, be it from government, commercial, SMB, or any kind of verticals, or whatever the sales requirement, I support the sales team and take care of the technical part of the business, right? So today I'm here to take you through a quick presentation in terms of what are the offerings from AMD and where our position is today and how better we are competing with the competition, so-called our friends Intel, and what are the offerings that we have and what are the portfolios that we have it in the market, right? So to start off with, just a quick note on the leadership vision and the mission basically in terms of where we stand. So what you see on the screen is our CEO, Dr. Lisa Su. So the world's 50 best CEO of Barron's. And our vision is to high performance and adaptive computing in transforming our lives. And our mission is to build great products that accelerate next generation computing experiences as well. So there are certain keynotes that you can have a look into it in terms of the achievements, what our CEO has achieved for the last couple of years in terms of being number one, in terms of being the best women CEO in the corporate world and in the semiconductor industries as well. So keeping our vision, mission, and the leadership qualities and promises all in mind, this is how the AMD's graphs look like in terms of the revenue growth or in terms of the share or in terms of the change in guard that we have. So to begin with the revenue growth, as you can see that, we have, achieved the revenue growth from 2014 all the way till 2022 from a $5.5 billion all the way up to $23.6 billion. Right, so that's a huge achievement, before COVID and post-COVID to where we started our journey in terms of the revenue growth and where we are today and what we are accelerating to see in the coming years as well. So in terms of the share, as you can see that the share value was about $2.65 and today it's $114 share that we have it on AMD as well. And again, on the market cap that we have, which is compared to the competition on Intel, it's 142 billion net worth. Now for AMD, it's $182 billion, right? So that's where we stand in terms of our revenue growth or in terms of the market share or in terms of what the net worth versus the competition as well. So that's a huge, huge lot of success that we have seen. And I would like or request you all to give a big, big, big round of applause. And the reason why I'm asking you to give a big round of applause is because this was not possible, without you or without the customers, adapting AMD in their environment, right? So that's a huge success that we have seen in terms of where we were and where we were, was and where we are today, right? So in terms of the growth overall per se. And the power of AMD in terms of where we are delivering our innovations is we have taken multiple areas where we were the first in the market to go ahead and launch that. So we were the first to break the historic of 1 gigahertz barrier, and where you can also see that we were the first to launch the dual core on an x86 architecture from a processor perspective from a semiconductor company. And at the same time, we were in industry's first native to quad-core x86 architecture, and also we're industry's first quad-core x86 on a system-on-chip SoC as well. So a lot more to see on the screen that we have been the first in the market to go ahead and launch a lot of architectures to bring into the semiconductor industry as well. So we are, driving our CPUs and GPUs leadership in various different aspects. What you can see on the screen is, right from the left, from supercomputers all the way to data center, PC, console, embedded, mobile. We have, our footprints that we have been powering our CPUs and GPUs in all these verticals. We have, great presence here, and we've been number one in that as well. So this is the technology roadmap that you see here. So to where we started, the Zen architecture, I would say Ryzen, as an architecture that we introduced back in 2017. So we came up with a 14 nanometer lithography. So can anyone raise your hands and let me know if you have an answer? What is nanometer? Anyone? Great. Great, so very, very nice. So the lithography is the density or the size of the processor where the die sits in terms of how denser the core is, and in terms of how the technology has been evolving in terms of starting with 14 nanometer, where back in 2017, where the competition, where you can see the blue line refers to Intel and the green line refers to AMD, right? So we started with 14 nanometer, and from 14 nanometer we came down to 12, and we came down to 7, and now we have 6 nanometer and 4 nanometer in place. So whereas the competition is delayed in terms of the roadmap on processor technology nodes basically, so they are still stuck with 10 nanometer. Even the Alder Lake, the 12th generation Alder Lake, or even the Tiger Lake processors of Intel, right? Though it is refreshed as Intel 7, but it is not a 7 nanometer lithography. It is still a 10 nanometer lithography, right? So the competition is still delayed in terms of the roadmap for their lithography concept, where they are still stuck with 10 nanometer, whereas we were the first to go ahead and launch the from a 14 nanometer to 12 nanometer, or a 12 nanometer to 7 nanometer, and we were the first to go ahead and launch the 6 nanometer and 4 nanometer also in the market, right? So in that perspective, performance per watt, the lithography, the processing node plays a very, very vital role in terms of how a laptop can go ahead and deliver better battery performance, better efficiency, better performance, all depends on the processing node. So that helps us to go ahead and deliver very good, laptop battery performance and being more efficient and being more powerful as well, right? So that's where the technology roadmap comes into picture. So the main focus today is on the workstation. So all our laptops and desktops are powered on Ryzen architecture, the Zen architecture, right? So our workstations, be it a mobile workstation or a turbo workstation, we are powered with Threadripper Pro processors. So it's called Threadripper Pro processors, and we also have the Ryzen Pro processors as well. So to talk about the Threadripper Pro processor, I'm going to just quickly run through a quick video for you to know what are the latest technology adaptation that is there on Threadripper Pro, and in terms of what are the offerings that we offer on Threadripper Pro as well. All right, so that's a quick video or a quick glimpse of what are the offerings that we have on the Threadripper Pro processor. So what you see on the screen is the 5000 WX series of processor, and what we are comparing here is our 5000 series of processor, which is 5000 WX series of processor, and that we are comparing with Intel's W3300 series of processor as well. So for any ITDMs to go ahead and choose the processor, there are various different parameters that they want to go ahead and select which is the best processor, right? So be it the number of cores or the number of threads, on what base frequency it is running at, and what turbo frequency it runs at, or what cache memory it has, what graphics it can support, and what TDP it runs on. So these are the major various different aspects that they will have to go ahead and consider before they choose the best processor for their environment. So what you can see is, on Intel, we have 38 cores with 76 threads. So what you see is almost a double digit of number, right? So we have 64 cores with 128 threads on Threadripper. And at the same time, where you can see the maximum boost frequency or the turbo frequency that you see here is up to 4 gigahertz for Intel. So whereas for AMD, it's coming to 4.5 gigahertz of base frequency, which is even better. And again, the L3 cache is about just 57 MB, and what we have is a 256 MB of L3 cache. And the PCI lanes is just 64. What you see is a 128 PCI lanes. So the more connectivity that gives you, option to go ahead and have more connectivity with 128 lines. And at the same time, where you can see the overall, processors, in terms of what Intel offers, the vPro processors, we have the Pro processors, AMD Pro processors, which takes care of the security, manageability, and reliability aspects in terms of having the processor as a Pro processor to take care of the security features as well, which is included in the AMD Threadripper Pro processors as well. So this is a quick specs table that you see in terms of what are the processor models that we have on 5000 series, right from 5945WX, 5955, 5965, 5975, and 5995WX as well. So these are all the 5000 series of Threadripper Pro processors that we have. As you can see, what are the number of core counts, threads that we have, and all the way up to 64 cores that we have as the highest, and what frequency it runs on in terms of base frequency and turbo frequency, and at the same time cache, PCI lanes, memory, and TDP as well. So this is the table, quick chart for your reference in terms of what our specifications is delivered on the workstation Threadripper Pro processors. Right, so this is another quick chart This is for the 5000 series of Ryzen Pro processors. So like I said, Threadripper Pro and Ryzen Pro are the two processor segments that we have on workstation. So this is on Ryzen Pro processors on 5000 series. So we have 5945, 5845, and 5645. So as you can see that we have high number of cores here, up to 12 cores as the highest. And then we also have the common features on all these three models, like the 24 PCI lines or up to 1 terabyte of memory support and 65 watts TDP, and with the Pro technologies that we were just talking about, right? So this is on the Ryzen Pro processors offerings that we have on the workstation category as well. So customers who are more into design and manufacturing, right? So they definitely require workstations because the workloads are so humongous that the normal basic machines will not do the job that is required. So definitely they need workstation class machines, right? So on the design and manufacturing part, as you can see that the industry trends in terms of what are the requirements that they have and what our AMD Threadripper Pro WX series of processor offers as well, in terms of what we spoke in the chart, in terms of higher core counts, in terms of higher PCI lanes, in terms of higher boost frequencies. So all of these specifications basically will help the customers to go ahead and adapt our AMD Threadripper Pro processors versus the Intel Xeon processors, where you can see the work getting faster seamlessly, and it's like if Intel Xeon processor takes about, let's say, for example, of 30 minutes, our AMD Threadripper Pro processors can do the job in a matter of 10 to 15 minutes. So that's huge time saving for customers or users who are into design and manufacturing, because the specification of the processor is so high that it does and complete the task or the given job on that particular task that has been given is taken care of as quickly as possible. So that's the quick essence of this particular slide. And in terms of SolidWorks, the higher is better. What you can see is the Intel Xeon's W3375 processor model, which we are comparing with 5995 WX processors, where you can see overall we have a 58% faster than the competition. In terms of whatever workloads that you put, we are 58 times faster than what the competition is offering today. So that's on the Threadripper Pro processor. So quickly taking you through the Ryzen Pro processors on the workstation category. It's on a Zen 4 architecture, which is the latest architecture that we have on an x86 platform, and which comes with the smallest that AMD has, which is a 4 nanometer processor, and which comes with the RDNA 3 graphics, which is the most powerful integrated graphics that we ever had it. And comes with the new feature called AI, artificial intelligence, which is also inbuilt on the Ryzen Pro processors on the 7040 processor on selected models basically. Right, so again, taking you through, just to let you know where we are putting our first foot in terms of AI, which is inbuilt on the processor. So we have our advanced video collaboration, that's where we started with. So this AI feature is already inbuilt on the processor itself. So that means if you're on a video call and, like how I'm moving around, at the same time, if you are on a video call, on your Teams call, and if you're moving around, make sure, the auto framing happens. So wherever you move, the automation will automatically capture you wherever you are and doesn't stick to the place where the camera is focusing on. It will only be focusing on the speaker basically. And at the same time, the background blurring, so that's auto sensing. And at the same time, we have gaze correction as well. So gaze correction is in the sense, just to make sure the eye contact is equally spread across the audience, right? So that's the eye gaze, correction that we have inbuilt, which is on the, artificial intelligence, which is inbuilt on the processor, basically. So this is just a first step of AI being, inbuilt onto the processor. This is the feature that we have come up with. And on the 7040 processors, we have all of these models on Ryzen Pro, just for your reference. So with Ryzen 5 Pro, Ryzen 7 Pro, and Ryzen 9 Pro, so like what Intel has Core i3, Core i5, Core i7, Core i9, so as AMD also has AMD Ryzen 3, Ryzen 5, Ryzen 7, Ryzen 9 as well. So at the same time where Intel has 10 generation, 11 generation, 12 generation, 13 generation, which you have heard. So as AMD has not the generation, but the series of processor. So we started with 3000, 4000, and currently what we have it in the market is 5000 series of processor, 6000 series of processor, and 7000 series of processors. So these are the latest series of processors that we have it available when we are comparing or competing with the competition on 12th and 13th generation of Intel core processors, basically. So this is the specification for your reference in terms of what are the core counts or thread counts, frequencies, cache, TDP, graphics it works with. And on selected models, we are also featuring AI as a feature on all, not on all the models, but on selected models of this. Right, so we have our footprints on various different OEMs, be it Lenovo, HP, where you can see that on and also on Dell. So recently, we also had a launch of Dell Precision 7865 Tower Workstation for the first time. So this is the most powerful machine, which is powered on AMD Threadripper Pro and Ryzen Pro processors, and the most powerful machine that is already existing, which is the Lenovo P620 and P358 on the Tower Workstation category. And you don't see HP here, but when we meet next time, or when you meet AMD presentation next time, I would say the HP Tower Workstation will also be included, because we are expecting HP Tower Workstation to be launched soon, and it's going to be a very exciting and very powerful machine compared to the competition OEM models. So that will also get added up here. So we are expecting that very soon, probably in just a matter of couple of weeks or month, I would say. HP Tower Workstation is expected to be included in this. So at the same time, HP also launched their mobile workstations, which is Power G10 and Firefly G10s. So these are the new mobile workstations which was launched by HP, and we have that here on the right corner. And then we also have the Lenovo P16s or a P16V or a P14s. These are all powered on AMD processors as well. So this is the portfolio that we have it on tower and mobile workstations for your reference. Right, so that's the end of my presentation. So any questions, any feedback, you can ask me right now, or if you would want to take it up one-on-one, I'm here. We can have a one-on-one discussion on that as well. So I would like to thank you, thank each and everyone for being so patient and giving that opportunity to AMD for giving out our presentation in terms of showcasing what our portfolio is. So I thank you so much and have a good, wonderful afternoon. So before we end up, I just want to quickly introduce my teammates Arjun and Ahmed, who's part of AMD. Who are the BDMs of South. So Arjun and Ahmed, please join the stage. So we have Arjun. Arjun manages the government part of the business. So in case you have any queries in terms of any requirements on sales, you can reach out to Arjun for government. And for commercial, we have Ahmed. Ahmed will be managing the south part of the business for any sales queries as well. So we are here. Please do connect with us in case if you have any questions or any feedbacks or any requirements, feel free to reach out to us. So thank you so much and have a wonderful afternoon ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, and thank you to the entire team. Well, that was an introduction we will all remember, so you know who to get in touch with for your needs. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we move on to our next sponsor presentation. For that, I would like to call upon Mr. Javed Manzoor, Z Workstation Specialist at HP, to kindly join us. Let's welcome him, ladies and gentlemen, with a slightly loud round of applause. Can you have a louder round of applause? A little more than that would be great. We'd like to welcome you, sir, with all the love in the world.
I hope I'm audible. Great. So Thanks a lot, Amar. Amar is an old colleague, and he rightly mentioned about HP Tower Workstation, which is coming up with AMD. So we have launch next week, most probable by next month, we will be having that product in the market. So with that, let me start my presentation. Great. So I am Javed. I am a workstation specialist, Z specialist at HP. Since morning we are learning a lot about SolidWorks, different workload, AMD and all. So how many of us in this room have understanding that whenever we talk about workstation, it means it has to be a graphic intensive workload only? How many of you have with that understanding? You can please raise your hand. So if you feel that workstation means only graphic intensive workload. I saw one hand, two hand. Just two people? Rest of, I feel that you guys have understanding that when I talk about workstation, it means not only graphic intensive, something else as well. Am I right? Great. So there was understanding earlier that whenever we talk about workstation, it is graphic, it has to be with a graphic card. But now, industry is changing. Customer need have changed. Over the period of time, customers are looking for high compute power. So there are compute power which you need in mobile workstation, in desktop series of product, which you don't get in that standard U and P series of processor. For that, you need to upgrade. So today, we will be talking a bit about the mobile workstation, desktop workstation, rack workstation, what HP have, which will help you in getting that advanced compute solutions, what you are looking for. My clicker is not working. Someone can help me with this? Oh yeah. So this 40 plus year we have been in innovation and development of workstation product. We have wide range of solutions starting from mobile workstation to desktop workstation. We have rack workstation, as well as we have few AR VR solutions, and we are renovating in that as well, coming up with some new versions of those products. So when we talk about Z by HP workstation, so what we do? We exist in order to give you more power, more capability in order to achieve your day-to-day task, achieve the work what you are doing, whether it is high compute, high graphic render, artificial intelligence, data science kind of workload. So there is a video. So this video, actually, we took one specific workload. Earlier in our previous generation of machine, this workload usually used to take 5.5 minutes to render. Now, in this video, we have done a kind of stunt where we are showing that how fast that render will happen, and it is the almost same time when there is a drop from a C-15 aeroplane. Just have a look on this video. Sound is not coming. Someone can help? On my laptop, okay. My apologies. Let me just check. This one? It's not coming.
VFX artists, building complex worlds in CG takes a ton of computing power. The more power we have, the less time we waste. A scene like this would normally take 5 minutes to render. Today, we're giving the new Z8 Fury 30 seconds. From 14,000 feet, that's all the time we've got. Intel Xeon processor with advanced denoising speeds up multi-threaded renders so we can create assets faster. And with hybrid rendering, we're able to scale up when we need to. 10 seconds to threshold. 4 seconds. 3, 2. Render complete. You're in the clear. With Z by HP, we get the performance we need to stay ahead of our industry. Whether you're working with VFX, machine learning, or language processing, Z8 Fury with the latest Intel Xeon processor is changing what's possible for all of us.
So that was a stunt which our team did sometimes back when we launched our Sapphire Rapid series of workstation. So this particular machine is Z8 G5, which is a 56-core single-socket processor with up to 2 terabyte of RAM and 192 GB of ADA graphic card. So now when we usually go to customer, there is always something which is a driving force. You need, every time there is certain project, some work which needs to be done. So as per current market trend, the driving force, what we are seeing is data. The explosion of data is what we are seeing everywhere. Now, if you see the analytics, so as of today, we are on close to 45 GB of data, zettabytes. Zettabytes is around 1 billion terabytes. So this is the global data. So 2020, we were close to 45 zettabyte. By 2025, we will be 163 zettabyte. Out of that, 20% is structured and 80% is unstructured data. So your structured data is all your mails, Excel files, all those that falls under structured data. You have unstructured data, that is your videos and photos and voice notes and all. Like, there are people who say this is very huge numbers, like 1 billion terabytes multiplied by this 163. This is huge data. How exactly we are arriving on that? I guess 100% of the people sitting in this room, you use Instagram, right? You scroll on Reels, you go to YouTube Shorts. What you are doing? Every video what you are doing, you are consuming 5 MB, 6 MB, 7 MB of data. That is data. Now, when you sit on Instagram, say for 10 minutes or 15 minutes, what's happening? How many of video you are seeing repeated from the same, that content creator? Barely any 1 or 2. Otherwise, most of the users whose video you are watching, those pro creators, it's unique video which is coming every time with a unique username. Every people on these Instagram, YouTubes, they are those pro creators who are creating these videos, and we as a consumer, we are consuming that data. That all data is going, one single video is going multiple places. You are clicking a video, maybe 200 MB. Now that video is in your phone, it's on iCloud, it's on Google Photos. You are putting it on Instagram, putting it on YouTube. It's getting saved there as well. It's getting multiplied, multiple locations. That's where this 163 GB of data is coming from. And in order to have these data, there will be different teams, different organizations who will be managing this data. They will be doing different analytics on this data. There will be different science going behind all this data in order to get the right output from it. So with all these data science and all, these are the machines on workstation series which we have available, which will help you in getting those performance which you want to achieve from those specific data. Our machine is highly reliable and secure. So when we say reliable and secure, so I will give you an example. So whenever we launch any machine, for example, either it is a TAO workstation or a mobile workstation, we send these machines much before it is launched in the market to our ISV vendors, like SolidWorks, the Salt. What they do, they test run these machines in their different version of the softwares. And then they certify these machines that, okay, these machines are good to go in the market for their particular softwares. So these machines are tested and certified by different ISV vendors. Now, another thing what happens in terms of the security for the product or for the investment what you are doing is, whenever you have any service-related challenge or concern, you reach out to software vendor or hardware vendor. So what will happen when you reach out to software vendor, since these machines will lie with those software vendors itself. So any issue you are facing, they will check back your logs, they will run back on your machine, and then they will be able to, no problem, it will be up and running. Nothing to worry. This is pretty rugged machine. This you have the live demo in front of you. By the way, this happened second time. Huh? This machine have a small dent in the corner. That happened on the very first day when I got the machine, and it fell down. It got a dent. I thought that okay, I need to order a new machine for my use. But when I switched it on, it was up and running. So I guess what 4 feet height, it fall down. Nothing happened. So that's how in terms of performance, reliability, it's in front of you. I need not to explain, I guess, this any longer. Now coming to solutions. So we always come with some or another innovation. So example, Z8, G5 Fury, our flagship tower workstation, it comes with dual power supply. So this is the only workstation as of now with dual power supply available in the market. And 2 TB of RAM, different acoustics different acoustics as well as different algorithm and sensors to cool down the machine. That's different solution we bring in. We have 1U rack workstation available as well, which for you, any user which have data is very sensitive, they don't want to carry it, or the admin wants only user to have access to monitor, keyboard, mouse, where they will be remotely connecting to that particular workstation. For that, we have that 1U rack workstation. With help of HP Anywhere software, you can access that machine anywhere across the world. You just need an endpoint device installed with HP Anywhere client on your machine. You can log into that. You need internet bandwidth close to 10-20 Mbps, and you will be able to perform all the tasks what you need. Everything will happen backend in 1U rack workstation, ideally which is basically deployed in your data center or in your office. You could be sitting in your native, which have barely 10 Mbps or 20 Mbps of internet access. That's good enough for you to do your work. It's not necessary for you to have a very high-speed internet, very high-end endpoint machine to be with you in order to achieve that workload. So that also we have. One part I miss is sustainability. So most of our machine comes with, example, a mobile workstation. The keys, what we have is 50% plastic, which is recycled plastic from ocean waste. Our boxes, what comes, these machines comes in, that is 100% sustainable material. Now what as a engineering or AEC or media entertainment, our customer need is exceptional performance. So we have tied up with different vendors like Intel, we have AMD, we have NVIDIA. For graphic, we have Intel and AMD, all those, NVIDIA and AMD, we have both variant available for your graphic need. We have, in terms of security, we have something called Wolf Security. If I talk about that, so Wolf Security is a product of HP, which provides 3 layers of security on your machine. This is, one is below the OS, on the OS, and above the OS. So it's 3 different layers of security it will provide. So there are users who think that, okay, by putting just Wolf Security, it's done. You don't need any another antivirus or endpoint threat management solution. It's not like that. Your organization, they will be having an infrastructure where you need an endpoint security solution. That is required. This will help even when you are offline. You are traveling, you are not connected to internet, or you are not able to connect to internet, say 3-4 days, but you are accessing different USB devices. You are connecting different pen drives or connecting phone via USB. So in that time, these kind of HP Wolf Security kind of solution will help you to protect your machine from any kind of malware or this infections. So this is one of the important product to have in your environment. Now our products we provide 24/7 support on our workstation series. So in general, you will have on notebook or desktop, you have 5 working days only solution or case logging. But for workstation, we have 24/7 across the year support. We have dedicated team. Example, I only manage workstation as a product. I don't carry any another product portfolio. Our support and services team, they are dedicated services team for only workstations. So the time you log a case, the resolution for a workstation will be fastest than any another product. Our machines are mill standard tested, and there are certain machines which has highest mill standard certificate. Example, Firefly, which earlier Amar was talking about. Firefly has 19 mill standard certificates. That's highest in the industry. There's no another OEM with a mobile workstation with 19 mill standard certificates. We are the only one on that. All our machines are tested and certified. That's another important thing. Somewhat, I guess my clicker wants me to be very close to my laptop. Now, we have another solution which I was talking about is HP Anywhere. HP Anywhere comes in 2 different variants. One is software, one is hardware. With software, remotely you will be able to work on the machines from anywhere across the globe, where we have HP Anywhere remote system control, which will help you to control your workstation, your device, remotely from anywhere. This is a hardware which will go with your workstation, and this will help you even to update, switch off, switch on your workstation remotely. So example, you have deployed workstation somewhere, and you are traveling somewhere and you want to connect with the workstation. You have HP Anywhere client machine, but somehow the machine is not performing and you need to reboot that particular machine. How you will do? There is no one maybe in the office, or if machine is sitting in your home, no one is there to reboot it. Remotely, you will be able to do that using this remote system control. If you need to do any manual update, you can do that using this particular solution. So 2 products, HP Anywhere and HP Anywhere remote system control, will help you connect with your workstation remotely from anywhere across the globe. So on sustainability part, our 100% products is EPAT Gold certified. We use ocean bond plastic. We have Energy Star certifications. We have our packaging is 100% sustainable. I mentioned and explained this earlier. So we were talking in terms of pro creators and all. So these are the standard user segments, which is right now also available and sitting in this room. But there are a few new set of users which we are seeing in market. Those are like data science and artificial intelligence users, game developers, pro creators. These are those people who create videos which we are consuming on a daily basis. These are data science people who are using different data models in order to work on your data, to get some positive product out of those data. I guess every one of you have seen movie Avatar 2, right? Can I get a yes? Great. How many of you know that there are a lot of scenes, rather more than 50% of the movie, they have used artificial intelligence apart from the technology what CGI or Sony developed for them? Aware? Imagine such a movie. It took 10 plus years to develop this particular movie and release it. They went to different vendors, different technology giants that you build this particular solution for me. Example, the camera what Sony built for them. The lens, it went like perpendicular to each other. These cameras were not there, and these cameras are submersible cameras. It goes in the water, it can record everything and gives that water effect. These cameras were developed for them, designed for them specifically for this particular film. Same way, there were different AI models was created for this particular movie, which was used in order to achieve the kind of VFX we are seeing in such a movie. So a lot of artificial intelligence and data science work going on, even movies. So as we are talking data science, so on HP workstations, we can install data science. So it actually comes with a data science stack from the factory itself. Usually to install all these data science software like Python, TensorFlows and all, it takes some 5, 6 hours, 8 hours, something like that. But in HP workstation, we have that data science stack comes by default. You switch on the machine, you plug in, and it's up and running for your data science work. You need not to work in order to install everything. Now, these machines are Ubuntu certified. That means you can run Ubuntu machine on bare metal hardware as well, and you can use operating system, Windows operating system, you can have WSL2, that is Windows subset for Linux. You can install that, and top of it, you can install Ubuntu again. So basically, it's a single machine. Your base operating system is Windows 11 Pro, and on top of it, you have WSL2, on which you are running Ubuntu, and your all data science stack. So that means in single machine, you will be able to do all those Adobe and all those work on your standard operating system, and you will be able to do all data science, artificial intelligence work on your WSL2 Ubuntu platform. Now coming on the product, we have 4 different products in mobile workstation: Firefly, Power, Studio, and Fury. So Firefly being the entry model, we have 2 different screen size in this, 14 and 16, where 14-inch comes with Intel as well as AMD processor. Power again comes with Intel and AMD processor both. Studio is only Intel processor. It's more of a pro creator kind of machine, where Fury 16 G10, it is a high-end workstation, which this particular workstation can go up to 128 GB of RAM, i9HX series of processor, and 4 TB of SSD. So in terms of workload, as your workload goes higher from 2D, 3D model review, or as your data set or model size go up, this will move on the higher side from Firefly to Fury. I'm running short on time, so I will go slightly faster. This is our desktop series of workstation. We start with Z1, G9. Second entrant is Z2. We have Z4 rack workstation. We have Z4, G5, Z6, Z8, and Z8 Fury G5. Now here again, as you move, your data set keeps going bigger and higher, we will move towards the right side of the screen from the left-hand side. Now there are a lot of our users, they always have appreciation that what product to use. Whenever they are preparing their own BOK internal on the organization, they have that challenge that how to prepare, how to look on what exactly I need. So for that, we have something called Product Finder tool. So this is in our HP website itself. You can go to Google, you can search HP Product Finder. With that, you will, what kind of workload you are going to do, accordingly you can select from different tabs. You can choose what industry basically you are looking for, what product you are going to use over there. You can select everything, and then you will get a result page with the recommendations, that what is the recommendation for you in terms of product. So maybe if you want to take photo, I will recommend you to take photo of this Product Finder tool. This is a very useful tool for all the users in order to analyze what exactly they need and what exactly will be the right model and right product in order to get that internal IT approvals, budget approvals and all. So with this, I would like to conclude my session. Any questions? I am more than happy to answer. Yes, sir. We have a question. Anyone? Yeah, ma'am, please.
Sir, for all your workstations,
Yes, sir.
is there a performance index specified? How do you calculate that? Taking the latency, amount of data to be handled, and interactive data transfers and all. How do you calculate the performance index?
So, okay, sir, for that we have something called HP Performance Advisor. There is a tool. What exactly this tool, this is an endpoint tool, then there is no cloud or anything integrated to it. You can download it online. You can take help from any of our partner like Beacon. They will install on your machine. Just this application will run in the backend. You keep using your machine the way you are using on a daily basis. Maybe after a week or so, if you feel that whatever kind of workload you do, it has been on all extremes and all lows, you can stop it. It will give you the log. It will be able to give you the information that the machine, what basically workload you are performing on this particular hardware, how exactly the performance have been, what kind of percentage you have consumed in terms of processor, RAM, hard drive, your Wi-Fi bandwidth, everything. It will give all the insight. With that, you will be able to analyze that how exactly your machine is performing. Additionally, it will even give you a recommendation. That's why we call it HP Performance Advisor. If this particular hardware configuration is not efficient for your workload, it will give you a recommendation that you need to upgrade this particular component. It could be RAM, it could be hard drive, it could be processor. If your machine is very old generation machine, say G4, G5 or G8 series, G6 series, and right now, for example, we are on G10. Accordingly, it will be able to give you a recommendation that you need to move so and so clock of frequency processor to achieve the better performance. So that's how it will help you. So maybe you can connect with Beacon.
There are some case studies for which you can study that, a particular case study for which you can fit this framework and study the case study and understand how to choose to actually resource allocation is also very important.
Agree.
So how do you allocate graphic processor resources and regular CPU resources to the problem? So that is also important.
So exactly, sir. I'm totally with you on this. So that's why. So when you will go to example product finder tool in order to understand that what processor is useful for you, or what graphic card, or what minimum RAM is required for you. So the time you will go to product finder tool, you have to select. They will give you certain options to select. So as you keep selecting those, it will give you output. So last slide, which you see which I projected, in that slide, that's what it tells you, that what you have selected in terms of the software, in terms of the machine, kind of machine what you are using, it will give you a recommendation that this particular model, this processor, this particular graphic card, this much of RAM will be useful for you. Maybe if you are looking for say 5-year, 7-year scale, accordingly you may need to increase your RAM or your hard drive capacity. So that is something which we can do.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, sir, for your question. Anyone else? I guess no. Am I right? No more questions? Oh, yeah.
Our operating system.
Yes, sir.
It was on Windows.
Yeah.
How about suppose we want to use suppose the Red Hat or Linux, how that any comparison is there, which is better?
So we have Red Hat certified workstations as well. So, but that is not something which is very mainstream in the users. Barely 1 or 2% of users which ask that Red Hat operating system on workstation, and predominantly these users are from government sectors like HL and BEL and all. So if you have any such use case where you need a Red Hat Linux operating system, so you can please reach out to Beacon or us. We'll be more than happy to help you. Yeah. Great, thanks a lot. I would like to invite ma'am. Sorry, I don't know your name.
My name is Fatima. Thank you so much for that
Thank you.
insightful presentation. And while sir takes a leave, I'm going to request a gentleman from here to stand up, who we had to give a quick prize to. So can we have him stand up very, very quickly if he's around? Yes, you can stand up. We're going to give you something very special. So our team will come to you, remain standing, and I'm going to ask all of you another question. Now, one word that we've been listening to, you all know it, it's embedded in all of you, and that is beacon. Now, does anybody here know the full form of beacon? Put your hands up, or rather hand up in the air. Okay, so you already won a prize. I'm not going to come to you. Okay, I'm going to go right behind. I see one hand. Yes, okay. So the lady there tells me sir has put his hand up first. Sir, please stand up and tell us the full form of beacon.
It's Best Engineering Aids and Consultants Private Limited.
Can you say it once again a little loudly?
Best Engineering Aids and Consultants Private Limited.
So is it communication or consultancies? I want you to go with one.
Consultancies.
Okay, now if you think sir's given us the right answer, please clap for him if you agree with his answer. Is there anybody who thinks that's not the right answer? Please give me a raise of hand. I'll quickly come to you. Very quickly, give me a raise of hand if you have another answer to give. Okay, looks like we are in full solidarity. Of course, that is the right answer. Please stand up, sir, while a team comes right here. So let's have the lady come right here, and let's give them a huge round of applause. Congratulations. Now with that, ladies and gentlemen, very quickly, we will move on to our next presentation, which is on ModSim. And we are truly elated, delighted, and ignited to have our next speaker join us on the stage. So I want you all to give a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, as I invite on the stage the Technical Manager Simulation. Let's welcome on the stage Mr. Shrishal Biradar. Let's welcome Mr. Biradar, ladies and gentlemen.
I audible? Thank you. Good afternoon. Today I'm going to talk about some new enhancements in terms of 3D experience platform, where how we make use of these advanced simulation technologies in terms of addressing various challenges in new product development process. How many of you have heard about the concept ModSim? ModSim. Come on, it's not a new concept. How many of you used SolidWorks simulation? SolidWorks flow simulation? SolidWorks simulation, SolidWorks flow simulation, SolidWorks plastics, all these are basically ModSim concept. ModSim is nothing but it is an integrated modeling and simulation platform for design and engineering excellence. I'm going to talk more about how these concepts have been adopted in terms of 3D experience platform. So in the first session, JJ spoke some on the concept of 3D experience. The whole story of 3D works, 3D experience works is based on 3 integrated innovation pillars. One is design and engineering, and second one is governance, and the third one is simulation. So design and engineering is the technology where your journey of innovation begins. Whereas the governance is one which basically helps you in terms of facilitating your innovations. Whereas any journey to be successful, you have to have this superpower. Exactly, simulation helps you in terms of adding the power to your innovations. So with that brief introduction, I would like to have a brief understanding about ModSim. I have a small video to present here. Please have a look.
Product development is not linear. Ideas emerge and issues arise during the journey from idea to finished product.
These detours can impact both your timeline and your bottom line.
How do you fix this? Through the real-time union of modeling
And simulation.
by designing and testing together throughout the process,
You and your team will be able to stay in sync,
determining the best strategies,
eliminating distractions and errors,
and enabling innovations you hadn't even considered,
resulting in something that's far more than the sum of its parts.
while spending far less time and money to get there.
No matter what your challenge or your industry,
By seamlessly uniting modeling and simulation,
teams can learn and explore together,
transforming and accelerating the innovation process.
Okay, that is the brief understanding on the concept of ModSim. The next thing comes is the importance of revelations. Why do we say basically reveal the world we live in? Because the revelation is something which highlights the importance of diagnostics. To give a small understanding on the importance of diagnostics, please have a look at this person. So by just looking at this person, how is he doing? Is he doing good? Is he functioning perfectly fine? So if we don't have the right set of diagnostic tools, everything looks good, right? So, but when we have a good diagnostic tools with us, so we will come to know what exactly happening inside human beings. So these are the revelations for the reasons which we see in the advancement we are seeing in the medical industries. So the same revelations are very much important for today for any new product development process in the product engineering. So with that brief understanding about the revelations, so what we have on the 3D experience platform to basically address the various challenges in terms of all the industry verticals, be it is electrification, urban mobility, smart devices, 5G devices, and many other aspects. We have got right set of solutions in terms of addressing all the challenges which we see in any new product development process today. So the next question comes is why simulation? So I have a set of statements coming from extremely reputed organization. So as JJ spoke about about our customers. So we have around 5,000 plus customers, and some of them have spoken about a simulation. Why are they telling? So the business needs simulation on urgent basis. So I'm not going to read all these things in the interest of time. I'm just displaying here. So and what exactly simulation does? Simulation becomes the innovation enabler. So it basically helps you in terms of increasing lot of positive parameters about the new product development process in terms of increasing the performance, optimization, helps you in terms of exploring design space, and the overall confidence with which we design the product will be very good. While it is increasing on these positive parameters, it also helps us in terms of decreasing on investment, helps you in terms of reducing time to market, the rate of failures of your product will be less, and also the risk of ineffective products being produced and sold in the market will be very less. So, and with that, I'm coming to the 3D experience. What exactly we have on the 3D experience platform for addressing all these challenges? So in the 3D experience platform, we have the concept of ModSim, which has all the capabilities in terms of addressing the multiphysics. And the main objective of bringing the ModSim concept on 3D experience platform is to basically reduce the distance between virtual testing and real testing to zero. So I have a small video which basically gives the introduction about ModSim on 3D experience platform.
Validating product performance, reliability, and safety does not have to wait until a physical prototype. You need answers at any time during the product development process so you can make better informed decisions faster. The simulation roles of 3D Experience Works give you world-class multi-physics analysis tools coupled with cloud computing and unified on a single collaborative environment. For many products, physical testing is a necessity. However, with multiple design iterations, revisions, and testing scenarios, this real-world validation becomes very expensive. To optimize these costs, products are tested virtually with the same real-world conditions. Connecting SOLIDWORKS to the 3D Experience Cloud platform enables you to rapidly iterate and validate as you go, and design the best performing products before a physical prototype is ever made. Structural analysis like this is common to discover product issues early. Track metrics like durability, user comfort, even manufacturability of formed metal components. Industry-leading Abacus technology makes it possible for you to reach these next-level validations. And since the results are stored on the cloud, you can easily share and review from anywhere without spending time publishing a printed report. But product performance relies on so much more. Simulate fluid flow to assess hydrodynamic effects. Couple external fluid forces with structural analyses to help ensure everything will work right the first time. Evaluate the manufacturability of plastic injection molded parts, leveraging an included material database of thousands of supplier plastics. And virtually test electromagnetic components for their performance, reliability, and safety in harsh environments. Simulating these multi-physics scenarios on the 3D Experience platform streamlines the validation process by keeping everyone in sync with the single source of design data. And alternatives to the product design can be easily explored and optimized. Compare and rank different designs and variations based on key performance indicators, whether that be the electromagnetic performance, operating thermal conditions, structural integrity, durability, and more. The ability to run these simulations on the cloud is included, so you can leverage high-performance computing to get your results faster and free up your local hardware. Exceed your customers' expectations, satisfy industry requirements and regulations, and build your optimized product right the first time, all in a single platform and connected with SOLIDWORKS. Structural, fluid dynamics, plastic injection, electromagnetics, even kinematics. What's on your horizon? Be ready to take it on with.
That was a basic overview about the ModSim concept on the 3D Experience platform. So here I'm going to talk about the benefits of ModSim. How many of you still consider simulation is for specialists? Simulation is for designers. How many of you think simulation is now for designers? Good. So this simulation has been considered some years back where they feel it was very difficult to use, there is a complexity, there is a complex equation needs to be understood, and limited computer powers and the long design iterations. These were the little, myths about the simulation. But now with the SolidWorks and 3D experience platform from Dassault system, what we are trying to make this particular thing is, whereas we are trying to bring this simulation from specialist domain to designer domain. So why? Because it has got all the powerful solvers which are required, and yet it is very much easy to use. And then it has got a very good integration between 3D CAD, like SolidWorks, and with which we can do a lot of quick design change, faster for making any changes in the simulations. So, and it is very much cost effective. And when you come to the post processing part of it, the very interactive, good visualization tools, wherein you can do post processing at faster rate in terms of understanding the performance of your product for any sort of physics. And it is also having the cloud computing, which helps in terms of reducing your investment on the IT infrastructure, and the ModSim becomes the part of complete product design process. So that is why simulation is considered to be the product design diagnostic superpower. So with that brief understanding about the importance of simulation, so let us have a look at what are the different product diagnostic areas we have in our 3D experience platform. So we have got the solution to address various challenges. It might be in terms of understanding the forces and loads, in terms of understanding the fatigue, in terms of understanding the configuration of package, in terms of understanding the thermal performance, in terms of understanding the electromagnetic performance, in terms of understanding the design for injection molding. We have got the right set of solutions which are very much easy to use in the designer environment. So let us have a quick look at all those capabilities. The first question comes is with respect to identifying forces and loads. If you have any questions with respect to kinematics, in terms of understanding the mechanism, in terms of understanding any parameters with respect to rigid body dynamics, whether it is in terms of understanding displacement, velocity, acceleration, in terms of understanding the motor torque required to run the mechanism. So we have got right set of solutions on the 3D experience as well as in SolidWorks platform. So the next thing is with respect to increasing the strength and stiffness. So we have a very good solvers powered by SolidWorks simulations as well as the Abacus solver on 3D experience platform in terms of understanding the stresses, deformations, what is the factor of safety, whether it is under-designed, over-designed, how do we optimize it? So many questions about your new product development process. We have the right set of diagnostic tool to address all these challenges. Moving forward in terms of understanding the connectors. So how many bolts should I use in my assembly? What is the torque that should I apply? What is the welding size that should I use in terms of sustaining the load that it is experiencing in the real world conditions? So all these questions will be very much addressed with a comprehensive set of solutions on the 3D experience platform. The next thing comes is the build to last. So while we are doing the linear static analysis, or while we are understanding the strength of our component, it is also very much important for us to understand the life cycle of the product. So in terms of preparing the service manuals, in terms of preparing the warranty manuals, and also the build to last functionalities becomes very important. So in 3D experience platform, it is not just limited to high cycle fatigue, or it is not just limited to stress life curve. The fatigue analysis is not just limited to stress life curve, it is also supported with low cycle fatigue, high cycle fatigue, and it also helps with respect to strain life curve. So then comes the optimization. So optimization, we have multiple set of optimization tools on 3D experience platform. One is with respect to topology optimization, and we also have the parametric optimization in terms of optimizing our design to keep the total weight of the product less and having the main required stiffness. So the next question is with respect to addressing the challenges in terms of with respect to vibrations. How good is my design to mitigate the vibrations? So what is the critical speed? So how do I understand all these vibrations by understanding the resonance frequency, by calculating the eigenmodes of these a particular product that I designed. So when I say vibrations, we have got all advanced set of vibrations. You must have heard about the analysis of this component with respect to random vibration, with respect to harmonic vibration, with respect to seismic vibrations. We have got the right set of solutions in terms of addressing all these challenges. And when it comes to nonlinearity, so nonlinearity on 3D experience platform is completely powered with the help of Abacus solver. So when I say Abacus solver, all sort of nonlinearities, whether it is geometric nonlinearity, material nonlinearity, and contact nonlinearity, all this set of nonlinearities are being addressed on the 3D experience platform. Examples like metal forming, examples like sheet metal bending, and examples like all these contact nonlinearities and material nonlinearity problems, wherein you have components like rubber, components like plastics, component like composite materials. We have got all these set of solutions. So in the interest of time, I'm not going in detail about all these set of solutions. I'm just running through the slides. So if you have any questions with respect to this functionalities about your new product development process, please do reach out to us. We have got right set of solutions. So this is on the package. So package configurations in terms of understanding the drop impact simulations, in terms of understanding the best package configurations, how my products are safe inside the package. So in terms of understanding all these things, we have got an excellent explicit solver on 3D experience platform for doing all this kind of dynamic analysis. So then the next question is with respect to transportation of these goods from one location to other locations. How we mitigate the loads with respect to transportation. So all these questions will be addressed in the 3D experience platform with the help of 3D experience Abacus solvers. So then coming to the all high-speed events by means of explicit solver with respect to crash analysis, with respect to multi-body collision, with respect to bird strike analysis, all these high-end simulations can be done on the 3D experience platform. And the next physics comes is with respect to fluid dynamics, wherein if you want to understand the performance of your product under the influence of fluid in terms of understanding the pressure drop, airflow, thermal behavior of your product under the various conditions of fluid. So we have the right set of solutions on both SolidWorks and 3D experience platform. So here, let's say for example, if you want to understand the product performance curves for pumps and valves, if you want to understand the efficiency of the pump, if you want to understand the coefficient of valve, if you want to understand the pressure drop, we have got right set of solutions in the designer environment for understanding the behavior of your product under the real world conditions. So the next is basically the thermal performance. We have got the solution to address the challenges in terms of conduction, convection, radiation mode of heat transfer for all these components, wherein it not only limits there, it also helps you in terms of expanding your capabilities in terms of doing the electronic cooling simulation by considering the printed circuit board, integrated circuit, in terms of optimizing the heat sink, in terms of optimizing the airflow. All these parameters are addressed by means of these particular tools. So then comes the fluid structure interaction, transferring the fluid load from fluid solver to the structural solver in terms of understanding the strength of our design under the influence of all these aerodynamic loads. And the third physics that we have on 3D experience and also on the SolidWorks platform is basically the design for injection molding. So when you are designing any plastic products, the first question comes to our mind for doing the injection molding is, can it be molded? Where are the aesthetic defects like air traps, sink marks, warpage? So many parameters. We have got the right set of solutions in the designer environment to know about the quality of design which is done for injection molding. The next, design for injection molding is not just limited to plastic designer. You can expand its capabilities to the even mold makers in terms of understanding how all these parts can be molded at once. How many gate locations should I use? Can I do the runner balancing in the 3D? In the plastic solver. All these questions can be addressed by means of advanced solvers on the 3D experience and SolidWorks platform. So then we have one interesting physics which has been added recently in our product portfolio is the electromagnetic solver. So have you heard about the product called CST Studio Suite? How many of you here are electronic engineers? Okay, great. So here we have the right set of solutions for addressing the challenges with respect to electromagnetics, basically to address the challenges in terms of smart devices, 5G devices, and many other things. In terms of understanding the optimization of the antenna, where should I place the antenna in terms of understanding the far field radiations, the RF antenna performance. So many parameters with respect to all these smart devices, IoT devices, and all interference analysis, filter analysis, in terms of optimizing the performance of your smart devices. We have the right set of solutions on 3D Experience platform for doing this all high frequency analysis on electromagnetic solver. And then we can expand these capabilities to analyze the circuit level, wherein you must have heard about the analysis like signal integrity, power integrity. So wherein it supports all the native ECAD files can be directly imported in the solver for understanding all these analysis, airdrop analysis, design check, design rule checker, integration with thermal solver. So many parameters in the electronic domain can also be addressed on the 3D Experience platform for understanding the behavior of your component, especially the smart devices and 5G devices. So then we can do all the EMI, EMC simulation for these devices in terms of understanding the conducted and radiated emissions. Circuit, PCB board, and system level analysis can be done in terms of doing all this conducted and radiated emissions. So in the interest of time, I'm not going in detail about all these products. If you would like to know more about any of these physics, please do mention it in feedback form. We are more than happy to get associated with each one of you, for helping your journey of innovations. So now I am open for any questions. If you have any questions?
We have one question right there.
Sir, considering all this multi-physics domain and all, how do you optimize considering all these aspects? For example, electromagnetics, temperature, and signal and power integrity. How do you optimize your design for a particular requirement?
See, the optimization is basically depends on various aspects, like what is our objective. So let's say, for example, in mechanical aspect, if my main objective is to reduce the total mass of the component, and keeping certain constraints in mind. Let's say, for example, the minimum factor of safety should be at least 3 or 3.5. And if I have, let's say, for example, certain variables, the thickness can be varied from 5 mm to 10 mm, width can be varied from 10 mm to 100 mm. So if you give those variables to the solver, it will do all the permutation and combination with respect to your variables, and it also takes the consideration of constraints, and also it keeps in mind that what is my end objective. Based on that, it will populate all the possible design iterations, and it also helps you in terms of giving the optimal design.
Another thing is, you are mentioning about simulation. Now there is a digital twin concept. Okay. Can this be interactive, the simulation and digital twin concepts to refine the model?
Yeah, I understand this, but still a lot of development is under progress in terms of adding so many new concepts on 3D Experience platform. So definitely I will come back to on this. As of now, we don't have that particular facility inside or any of the solver. So as and when it gets added, we will definitely come back.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We have another question. We'll take the question before moving on to the next session.
Sir, is it possible to simulate composite materials? Composite materials has different layers, different angles. So,
yes, definitely it is possible. We have a solution called Abacus, wherein it basically gives you a flexibility in terms of adding the layer informations. what is the thickness of each layer, how they are oriented, 30-degree angle, 45-degree angle. I mean, what is the adhesive that is being used to connect all these layers. To that extent, we can do the analysis in the Abacus solver.
So is it available in 2024?
So it is not, you are asking, is it available in SolidWorks solution?
Yeah, SolidWorks simulation.
The SolidWorks also, we have, capabilities to do, composite analysis in SolidWorks Simulation Premium. So it has got certain limitations with respect to a number of layers. Whereas Abacus, which I am talking about, the composite has been there since long. So it is available on the Abacus solver.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Hello, sir. Hello. Sir, here. Sir, just want to know, what is the percentage of accuracy we can expect of the simulation result? Like, for example, for structural analysis, so when we conduct a structural analysis in the real world, what is the accuracy we can expect from this simulation?
Yeah, that's a very good question actually. So the accuracy of any virtual testing again depends on a lot of parameters. So wherein how good you are able to mesh it, how good you are able to get the material properties of it, how do you define the correct set of boundary conditions. So if we have the right set of boundary condition, if we have the right set of material properties and the meshing, so any simulations that we do on all these solutions, whether it is a 3D experience simulation or SolidWorks simulation, we get more than 95 to 97% accuracy inside these solvers. So by default, SolidWorks has got material library wherein it has all the important information about commonly used engineering materials, and it is also flexible in terms of customizing it. Let's say, for example, you are using any unique materials. This library can also be customized to add these properties.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for answering all the questions. With that, in the interest of time, we'll have to move on to the next segment. But do not worry, he's going to be here, so he'll be more than happy to take your questions offline. Thank you so much, sir, once again for gracefully answering all the questions. With that, we will now like to move on, ladies and gentlemen. Our next session is on simulation customer case study. I'd like to invite on the stage Mr. Ajay Selvan, SA Digitronics on the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting to all of you the one and the only Mr. Ajay. Come on, everybody, put your hands together. Thank you.
So, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I know it's very difficult, especially after post-lunch and just before the break. Please bear with me. I'm very conscious about your time. I will not take more than 19 minutes of your time. So, having said that, so until it pops up, I'm Ajay Selvam. I represent SA Digitronics for this evening to this wonderful audience. SA Digitronics is an weighing equipment manufacturer, headquarters in Bangalore, with the largest installation base in India. To give a small background about SA Digitronics, we are located with more than 80 locations across India, with more than 100 qualified engineers. And across all metros, the sales office is present to cater the needs of our customer. The main product is weighing systems, anything connected to weighing. The very visual product which everybody, most of us would have seen is weighbridge. Weighbridge is our bread and butter, but we have extended beyond that on static, dynamic, and in-motion systems which we'll be covering. So our vision is to be a compelling organization for the stakeholders, and our mission is to be always to be obsessed with quality. Yeah. So geographically, we are located in Uttarakhand, in Himachal, and in Bangalore to address the northern part and southern part. And strategically, all our equipments are delivered up to Nagpur from Uttarakhand and up to Nagpur from Bangalore. So SA Digitronics caters the market needs of weighing systems as well as automotive industry. It belongs to the group SA group, which is formulated in 1965. So SA Digitronics has 400 employees with a revenue of 4 billion INR. So for this evening, I came to you with a small case study, which is a real-time case study, and I'm sure most of us would have witnessed it, crossed over it, maybe wondered what is it. So it is called WIM, W-I-M, Weigh in Motion. It is a product which we would have came across just while entering a toll plaza. So just before the boom barrier and an operator, there is a rectangular plate which is installed in the road. Many of you would have wondered what is that noise when your car moves on it. So it is called WIM. It's a dynamic in-motion product which captures the weight of the moving vehicle. You might wonder why weight of your car has to be captured. So the main purpose of it is to capture the weight of all the commercial vehicles which is traveling in all the state highways and the national highways in India. So eventually it has become a mandatory product. So in all toll plazas across the country, so it is mandated to have this product for the purpose to capture and penalize and identify the commercial vehicles which are overloading. There was a study, an international study done in Australia 10-15 years back, which consolidates that 60% of the damages in the road is because of overloaded materials. So what happens? Why is this product so important nationally? This is the visual of the product. This is in one of our test sites. So again, coming back, why there is a national importance for a product? In SA, we also deliver a product B2B customers, but we have a segment called construction where we take a responsibility to deliver a product like this, which is called WIM and which is used across all toll plazas in India. The importance is this product is where government invests and most of all our taxpayers' money goes into this product, and we are conscious about it and we are responsible about it and we are very agile about it. So when we started developing this product, so the mission for driving this product is, at that time all our competitors were directly trading from China, but the driving factor for us is if we are indigenizing this in India, we have to do it to an highest level. So the speed limit so far when we started this product was 50 and still today it was 50 with competition. What we are certified by National Highway Authority of India is 70 kilometers per hour, and this is our test site in one of the classified locations in Bengaluru. For some reasons I could not reveal the name of the site. So we have leased a lane in this particular stretch to test multiple scenarios. So since this is being installed all across India, multiple vehicle types, multiple axles, multiple loading, multiple drivers pattern, large number of iterations, permutation, combinations comes into this. So to test it in a real-time scenario, we need a site which is dedicated to us. So we have to barricade 2 kilometers ahead of the platform, WIM platform, and 1 kilometer post the platform for the braking effect. Imagine a loaded truck which is trying to achieve 70, 80 kilometers per hour with a loaded material of 30 tons. If other vehicle which is passing in the highway pops into this lane by mistake, it will be catastrophic. So we have barricaded 3 kilometers continuously, and only our test vehicle and the controlled test environment is tested for months together, through which we have developed a product with prototypes, multiple prototype iterations, where SOLIDWORKS has helped us to a greater extent. So we to a large extent, we use SolidWorks Premium and then simulation as well. So in this particular product scenario per se, we had 5 qualified designs to be prototyped, but with the help of simulation and more with the help of post-processing than the pre-processing. So to the contradictory, we believe post-processing in SolidWorks is more insightful than the pre-processing, where our management can make easier decisions and quicker decisions to which iterations to select. So with the power of that, we have, from 5 designs, we have analyzed all the 5 in multiple scenarios virtually, and we have taken 2 prototypes. We have also benchmarked in the same site with a global product as well to compare where our design stands at global. And with that data, we went for a certification with the government, and we got an approval for 70 kilometers per hour. So without this product, what happens? Why this is very important? Okay, it's a taxpayer's money, but what happens? The toll collectors who invest on the toll for a particular stretch, who has to maintain it, operate it for a period of time, 10 years, 15 years. So because of this road damages, they have to again reinvest on the damaged road to rectify it. That is first reason. And an absence of this product will incur more loss for the toll operators. Second, an occupant comfort. As passengers, we travel across all state highways in India, but imagine 10 years back, you would have noticed many speed humps, potholes. So those potholes are mainly because of overloaded trucks passing through a stagnated water in a bitumen or a concrete roads. So that is the importance of this product in our scenario. So just to quickly give what are our other flagship products. So this is a concrete weighing systems. What is unique about it? It is there, 60% of America's customers use concrete and only 40% prefer steel. Whereas in India, it is exact opposite, because steel is always return of investment. So once we scrap it, we get a value. So that's a mindset. And with this product, we tried to disrupt the market. We tried to change that perception. And I would proudly say, being 4th year in this, the product being running, we have changed a portion of the mindset among our customers. And we are seeing a shift from steel acceptance to concrete. And the way, the USP over here is the way we packaged it is like ready mix, like MTR, where only a water has to be mixed. So whereas here, we have readily packaged a module to customer, and there is no hassle for customer. Directly a concrete has to be filled, and then the end product is ready. This is in motion, again a free tolling scenario. So as you all would agree, the very active, agile ministry is Road Transport Ministry, and we are moving towards free tolling in India. So in next 3 to 5 years, we can see all toll plazas will be converted into free toll plazas. I mean, toll-free plazas where the vehicles will be allowed to pass freely, and there won't be any stagnations. And these are not my words; these are from Honorable Transport Minister himself. So we are also working in these project. This is one of the key project which is from Hoskote, connecting Bengaluru to Chennai, Hoskote to Chennai. Like Mr. JJ said in the morning, so it is no more a result, it is a value. So the government is intending to deliver a value of time reduction for all the commuters. So what traditionally takes 6 hours from Bengaluru to Chennai via Hoskote, here government has aimed to deliver it in 4 hours. Similarly, the Bidadi-Mysore project also, what was typically taking 150 minutes was aimed to commute at 90 minutes. To be honest, I won't say we are there, but whatever it has been implemented, it is towards that, and I'm sure it's only time we will achieve 1.5 hours Bidadi to Mysore. And again, we are part of it. So we have delivered all the weighing systems and connected accessories in both of these projects. And this is our traditional product, steel weighbridge, where we cater from 10 tons up to 400 tons of capacity. So coming to a specific topic of today's agenda, this is the exact product which is installed in a toll plaza. So what inputs the operator gets from all of our vehicle, either it's a commercial truck or our passenger car. So it is the number of axle, weight of each axle. Imagine we drive an SUV. So the first axle weight, let's say 800 kgs, the rear axle weight 1.2 tons, will be displayed to the operator. But when we get a toll slip, it will not be specified. Whereas in commercial truck, when they receive a toll slip, there it will be specified what is the overall gross weight of the vehicle. If that weight is more than the allowed weight as per the government norms, the operator will bypass the boom barrier and the driver will be penalized 10 times the charges of the toll charge. For example, if it's 350 for a truck, 3,500 rupees. The reason is the damages which he will intend during the passage of 60 kilometer stretch. So these details is what we provide. We enable our customers who maintain the roads. We enable through our product these details. So we give values through these data and metrics so that our end customers can take informed decisions. They can, if a driver again challenges, no, I'm not overloaded. So after he's been charged and penalized, he will also be given a fair opportunity. He will be taken to a static weighbridge in all toll plazas. Just next to the toll plaza, there's a static weighbridge. So there he will be given a fair opportunity to prove himself. So if it is a discrepancy is accepted, so the penalty remains, otherwise it will be refunded to the driver. So what as SA Digitronics we have achieved during development of this product via SolidWorks is, first important thing is time. As I said, multiple designs, qualified design, because when we design a product and we wanted to do something first in the country, like all of you would have done, we also did a benchmarking, global benchmarking, Asia benchmarking, Asia Pacific benchmarking. So after doing this, what results is unfortunately multiple designs will result, and most of it on the drawing table will look very good, it will look feasible, it will look attractive. So that is where as a designers, as a pure technical people we will be stuck at. So SolidWorks simulation has helped us by navigating from those designs to qualified prototypes. So that decision which we have, as a team, we have enabling our management to take this via few, to cite few examples is probe plots. So through simulation, mesh sectioning is one. Like Srishal said, how good our mesh is. So that is mesh sectioning we use to identify whether we achieve an aspect ratio which is required. And then we use probe to physically probe across the planes, and also this results will be saved so that once a prototype is done, we go back and do an actual test with the help of the gauges. We measure on those probe exact location and we see what is the difference in error, and we accordingly calibrate ourselves for the next product. So I would proudly say time is one which simulation, SolidWorks simulation, which is earlier the Cosmos, has supported us. And then very next one is the cost. So coming down to fewer prototypes, because prototypes doesn't stop over there. It's not only that materials, but also test site, hiring a test site, multiple lakhs are spent on it, and then installing it, every day testing it. So enormous cost can be saved. Finally, reliability. So we have a criteria, launch reliability, first time right. So how to achieve it? So one is we have a product we designed, and calculations are there, simulation tool is there. Next is actual site, but all this is limited to an elastic limit, so linear level. How to mitigate towards the fatigue level? to identify the real life cycle of the product, real reliability of the product, what is the age of the product. So we were left with multiple options to build ourselves a fatigue testing mission. So globally, when it comes to weighing systems, there was one Zurich company in Switzerland called Mettler Toledo has it in their Zurich facility. There's no other weighing companies in India has this facility because it's damn expensive. We can go back always to outside institutes like IIT, CSIR to test our product, but each product to test 2 million cycles, it will take 2 months, and to give a rough estimate, it took us to, it charged us 25 lakhs. So it is very expensive. So because of these reasons, so we have to depend more and more on simulation. And with our previous experience of what is the error when it comes to simulation to actual, we could calibrate ourselves to limit number of prototypes which we are testing. So most of this has been touched, but I would say confidently, decision making through the results plots has helped us a lot, where we can take instantaneous decision, stroke of pen decision, that this particular feature is okay, structurally, is it going to withstand a load? Imagine a scenario where, as per government norms, 5 years back, the loading per axle is 17 ton, whereas today it is anticipated as 20, but in actual what is happening at site is 25. So we could not control it. So with the power of simulation, where we can run multiple studies, we can analyze it, and what changes at the same time, at what cost. So these has helped us a lot in coming to a decision that, yes, these are the 2 prototypes which we have to produce, and this is the 1 prototype which we have to test it. So this is a virtual example of a product. This is a deflection plot, and this is a stress plot of a thin-walled section, which is a very critical part. And so it doesn't stop over here. So SolidWorks, with SolidWorks simulation, we also could plot the stress strain, tension to compression, the difference to the principal stresses P1, P2, normal stresses along y direction, because it has helped us also to certify, to get a certification, product certification from IIT Madras for the same product. So this is our a small case study, how we navigated a customer challenge, which is also a national challenge with the help of SolidWorks simulation. Of course, we are closely associated with Beacon for almost a decade now. And it's always, Beacon team has been proactive in training our new people again and again, and as well giving us support when we are stuck. And it is true, even 7-8 years before, I didn't believe that MSME should have need not have a specific analyst to do a simulation. But honestly speaking, in our team, it's all young engineers who have been trained in simulation. Also parallelly, as an organization, we have trained them theoretically on FEA, FEM. So put together, our designers are also an analyst who can deliver, who can have a flair of product analysis, failure aspects, failure modes, even right at a design stage, right at a drawing stage. It gives me immense pleasure to be back and to share this with this wonderful audience. Thanks for your time. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Well, it gives us immense pleasure to have you come back. We would like to take a moment and felicitate you, of course, for your time and that amazing, amazing presentation. Let's quickly have Mr. Girish join us on the stage and felicitate, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. Thank you to the both of you. Now, very swiftly, we will move on to our next presentation, which is the last presentation that we have, but let me also tell you all that we will be announcing the winners of the contest that we've had, the Model Mania contest, after this presentation. So let me not take any more time and very quickly call upon Mr. Karthik Paul on the stage. He will be presenting on the next generation design and governance with 3D Experience Works. Ladies and gentlemen, just for all of you, Mr. Karthik Paul. Put your hands together, everybody. That's how we do it, and that's how we welcome our next speaker. Before Karthik begins, I must tell you all that in every Beacon conference that we do, in every Innovation Day, there are 3 levels of an audience. Level 1 of an audience are those who don't want to be here, they're forced to be here. Can you show me how they'll clap? Okay, perfect, perfect. For the ones who are clapping, you don't clap at all, you don't want to be here. Now there's level 2 of an audience, they're confused. They want to be here, but they're also somewhere else mentally. Can you show me how they'll clap? You can clap a little bit now. Yes, yes, yes. Perfect. That's it. That's it. Now there's level 3 of an audience. They want to be here. They want to listen to Mr. Karthik. My level 3 audience, give a huge round of applause. Over to you, sir.
Hello. Yeah. So I guess. Hi everyone. My name is Karthik. I have been here since almost 5 years, part of Beacon. And today what I'm going to talk to you about is the next generation design with 3D experience. Okay? So let's just quickly go through it. So what is 3D experience? I think most of you might have heard about it. Some of you are already using it. So let's just a brief on what is 3D experience. Now suppose there's a company. Yeah? In this company, there will be multiple departments, and each of your department is going to be having different kinds of people that are working around it. Now each of these people is going to have their own set of applications that they are going to use. Now, each of these applications, sometimes whenever you have to move the data across, it might be difficult for you. Sometimes it won't be recognizable. Sometimes it is going to be a little bit difficult. Just hold on one second. Feedback. So now replace the same thing by 3D experience. Now what happens, all these departments are going to be changed by what we call as roles. Okay? Roles is pretty simple. It is defined on the basis of what kind of job application that you're doing. Suppose if you're a designer, you will have a set of applications that is customized for that particular need. If you are going to be a manager, it is going to be a set of applications for that particular need. So based on what kind of job functionality that you are doing, the roles are going to be customized. Now once those kind of roles are set, there will be different kinds of applications for it, and each of these applications will be stored centrally in a cloud server. Now how is this cloud server going to work? That we will discuss. So that is together called as the 3D experience. Today we are going to take one part of it, that is the design part, and out of that particular design part, one part of it is going to be the 3D Experience SOLIDWORKS. I guess most of you must have heard by now 3D Experience SOLIDWORKS. So let's discuss what it is. So conventionally, SOLIDWORKS, as you all know, it was started by 1995, and then there were a set of applications that came throughout the years. By the year of 2020, we introduced 3D Experience. Now this particular 3D Experience is what we envision to be the future. Okay? For example, it was actually developed 10, 15 years it took for them to develop this particular application. So I will tell you how this particular platform is actually going to work as. So over here, if you take a look, there are certain things that are different in 3D Experience SOLIDWORKS compared to your conventional SOLIDWORKS. For example, usually any kind of applications you are going to actually install on the local PC. And once you are installed on the local PC, all the data you are going to save it on the local server itself, right? But here, all the data is going to be stored on the 3D Experience Cloud. Now, the second change is going to be, since it is all going to be stored on the 3D Experience Cloud, at any point of time, on any premises, you can access it. It's like your Facebook. Suppose if you want to access, you'll log out from one system, you'll go to another system, log in, and you can directly use it from there. So that functionality has come. Now CAD license usually used to be locked in one system, but this now has become independent because you can use it across multiple applications. You just have to have that username and password. For each and every application, you will have username and password. So according to that, you can directly log in and you can start using it. Now, also, when it comes to security, usually what used to happen is we used to save all our files in servers. You have to take backups of those servers. Every 15 days, I've seen companies do this. Every 15 days, they used to take backup of the entire data that they have. And along with that, there will be something called as database servers to map everything, right? Now, usually this used to be the client's responsibility. But with 3D Experience, this is going to be completely Dassault Systems' responsibility. You just have to figure out on the designs and how you want to work, optimize that part. Along with that, 3D Experience also comes with inbuilt data management. So for example, if you want to do revision control, if you want to have lock, unlock in your particular files, if you want to have an approval process, everything is actually built into this, okay? So this is more like a future where each and everything is directly integrated within SolidWorks. You don't have to go separate out of it. Now, sharing of files. Now, this is a very interesting topic, I would say. A lot of us, what we do is we share our files to any of these applications, Dropbox or anything like that. Whenever you're sharing applications like this, or part files or drawing files, the other person has to download. Whenever they download, they make multiple copies of it. So you lose track of what files you are actually using. But with 3D Experience, the other person will be able to see that file without even having a license. They can directly log in, they will be able to visualize the files, see it in 3D, use some kind of measurement tools in order to see that. So that is one more thing. And all of this is actually built into one annual subscription. There is no other cost that is added to it. So that's a little bit brief on what the 3D Experience is all about. Now let's see what is the new things that I've achieved in 3D Experience Works. So you can see that there are a number of things that have been actually added to this particular application for it to work smoothly. For example, share and markup or issue management, these kind of things are inbuilt. So the first thing that we are going to look is at share and markup. Now this is a very interesting thing. Directly from the SolidWorks, now the designers can send the data to any of the suppliers. He can decide whether he has to send the entire data or whether he can download, whether the other person can actually just view. Once this has been shared, the other person will receive a link like this. And once he receives the link, he can see that file directly in the browser. He doesn't need to install any kind of application. He just has to log in, password, see it in 3D, put any kind of measurements. If he wants to put any kind of markups, he can directly put any kind of comments. If you want to type, he can type it. And the moment he types it, the designer receives those comments and he can make the design changes accordingly. That's SolidWorks. Now it's up to the designer whether he wants to give permission for them to download or they just want to give permission for seeing the files. Now once all the revisions and everything has been done, now this is just the part of the part files, right? Now even when it comes to drawings, it is going to update, and drawing files also you can send across. You can send it across as your SolidWorks drawing. Otherwise, if you want to send it across as a PDF, you can send it across. Over there, again, you will have the markup content, you will have the sharing content, where you can directly mark up, share, all those things. So this is the share and markup. And the beauty of this is this works directly in a browser. You don't have to have a separate application for this to work. Directly using any kind of web browser, if you have an internet connection, you can directly make use of it. Now over here, every 3D Experience also has this online browser interface, right? Now you can see over here what they have done is they have dragged and dropped it into a 3D play. Now this can run any kind of content. It could be your DWG files, it could be your part files, and this is happening directly in the browser. One more thing that the manager usually requires is a comparison tool. What is the older revision? What is the newer revision? What are the differences? You can see here there is a comparison between the drawings. If you want comparison between the parts also, it will directly give it. Now if you see over here, one more thing that is very unique over here is you can actually find the files very fast. Each of these files, whenever you are doing it in SolidWorks, you will have something called as custom properties. Using those custom properties, you can fill it and you can easily use something called as 6W tags in order for it to search. All the custom properties, whatever you have put in SolidWorks, you can directly map it, and based on that particular mapping, you can search for it. And these are customizable. So any kind of tags that you want to put, you can directly put it. And it will search and it will give you the files. So over here, you can see all these files, we are putting it in one approval process, right? Now this is also inbuilt into the platform. You can see there are a bunch of boxes. Each of these boxes are like approvals. Once each and everything gets approved, the maturity of the file also changes. for example, it gets finally approved from the manager. So over here, you can see whatever comments that you want to put, you can put it, you can complete it. And once that particular process completes, the state of the file also automatically is from the next maturity. So these kind of things are already built into the platform. Okay, that is why I called it as a platform. Because platform is a solution where once you get into it, you don't have to go out of it. Each and everything, you will directly find it over here. Along with that, it also has inbuilt issue management and issue management and change actions. So you can see there are a lot of location points, like our Google Maps, right? All these location points indicate what kind of issue is directly running into the company. And each of these issues, if I come across, you can see there is an approval process. So I have to make the changes, I can capture the design changes, and then I can approve it for further action to be taken. And once everything is done, I can even convert this into a PPT for any kind of presentation that I want to do. Directly, it will convert into a PPT, it will capture the images, the text files, the issue, what changes has to be done, everything it will capture and it will show. So this was a little bit about what 3D experience SolidWorks was all about. Now you must be wondering, I told in the starting that we have something called as design. Under that we have 3D experience SolidWorks. But that's not the whole truth. Actually, we have a lot of design solutions. There's also something called as online web browser tools. These are basically tools where you can, using a browser itself, you can start designing. That is, it is not system dependent. If you have a normal system with a decent graphic card, or even if your graphic card is not that great, or if you have a cell phone, if you have a tablet, you can directly do with the designs. And that is what all these design tools are going to do. For example, coming back to the story, you see, we have put one markup saying that you need to do some designs. In this case, instead of using SolidWorks, we are going to use the online web tools. Now, in this web tools, you can see there are different kinds of web tools available. The first one that we are going to showcase over here is called as X-Shape. Now, this X-Shape tool is a subdivisional modeler. I think many of you would have used surfacing in SolidWorks. You basically draw sketches and you make a shape out of it. Here, it's a little bit different. Here, it's all clay modeling. So you will have some primitive shapes. From there, you will push and pull each and every surfaces, and you will expand it for that particular shape to be generated. There are a lot of options available, and each of those nook and corner points that you can see, each and every line that you can see, each of those are customizable. You can drag it, you can push it, you can pull it, whatever you want to do with it, you can do it. Okay? And you can even put measurements across. You can see those points are getting changed according to whatever locations that I'm going in. Like that, you can get that particular shape done. If you want to add one surface, you can add one surface along with it. And all of these is directly going to get converted into a solid once you have finished building into it. And whatever designs that you're doing over here, these designs can be carried forward into SolidWorks and made changes. So over here, you can see these many designs I have done. Now suppose on the corner, I want to get one shape. With a simple sketch tool, what I can do is I can draw one line and I can cut that surface according to that. So it's quite flexible for you to use whenever it comes to the designing surfaces. Now this is the surface part of it. Now suppose, what are the new features that are available over here? So right now, the new latest feature is you can add additional shape to it. You can mirror it. Suppose if you are doing some kind of symmetrical surfaces. In those cases, these kind of mirroring functionalities comes into picture. You can take section view, you can modify the surface. If you want to check it for manufacturability, that time also you can check for it. And even the cage points of each and every surface nodes, you can make changes for it to properly form that particular shape. All of these are directly built into it, okay? Apart from that, there is something called as soft points. Now suppose if you want to transform the entire shape by selecting just a few points and you want it to be transformed uniformly, that is where this soft points comes in. Each of these things are built, and the best part is this is directly in a browser. So if you have internet connection and if you have a web browser, that's more than enough for you to do designs like this. You can do your part designs, you can do your assembly designs, all those things can be directly done using just a web browser. And that is why I told you 3D experience is the future. Because soon we are going to move forward from the hardware and we are going to utilize softwares like this. Now this is completely part modeling. So far you saw surfaces, right? Now over here, suppose if I want to make any kind of changes, I can bring it back to SolidWorks, I can do the changes. Or else I can directly do those changes directly in the browser itself. Now inside the browser, if I want any kind of dimensions to be applied, I can directly do it. Any kind of annotations that I want to do, I can do it. Or if I want to put any kind of, just like a similar user interface to SolidWorks, this thing directly works. If you have already been a user of SolidWorks, understanding this particular software is going to be quite easy because it is a very similar user interface. Now, once you have done the designs, you can see you have a whole wizard where different kinds of threads are available, different kinds of toolbox components are also available that you can directly drag and drop. So very similar to what your SolidWorks used to do. So once you have done this shape, that is where your entire thing comes into picture. That is, your part has come into picture, your surface has come into picture. Now, I'm going to discuss a new role that is introduced in 3D Experience. 3D Experience is a platform where new roles keeps on getting added year on year. One such role is X-Generative Design, or it is also called as Pattern Shape Creator. What this does is, this is a little bit unique, okay? This has a different kind of design methodology. Each of those boxes that you can see, those are like mathematical formulas. What we use this software is to create non-uniform patterns on top of the surfaces. So for example, you can see those nodes. Each of those needs the mathematical formulas that we apply, and it automatically transforms into one kind of pattern, okay? And since this has inbuilt data management, I can create multiple concept designs like this. And I can check which is the one that actually fits my need. Once I decide that, then I can give it for manufacturing. So this is the pattern shape creator. You are not going to do any kind of sketches and make patterns out of it, linear patterns, circular patterns, no. It all depends upon mathematical formulas that you are going to apply. And you can save each of these mathematical formulas and you can reuse it again and again. Now once this particular shape is done, if I want, I can directly give it for 3D printing also. For example, I just have to mention what kind of 3D printer I'm using, what is the entire volume of the printer, and once I specify the volume, I can even see whether it requires supports. I can even define what are the layers that it requires. Once I have done all this, I can directly connect to the printer and I can get the completed part out. So this is also inbuilt into the browser technology. Now one more interesting role that has been added is called as lattice design. Now lattice design is something like, for example, if you want to maintain the structural integrity of the part, okay, by introducing various shapes, that is where this role comes into picture. So you can see I am selecting an application called as lattice design, and this is happening again inside a browser. This is all browser technology. So over here, inside the parts, I want to introduce some kind of lattice structure. So what I can do is, I can directly browse for that particular lattice structure, and there will be some pre-made shapes available. I can select the shapes, I can select a pattern, I can vary the sizes of it if I want to make it bigger or something like that. And automatically the preview is going to be generated and it is going to create that particular pattern across that particular structure. Once I have created it, again using different concept designs, I can create structures like this and I can see which part of the structure is going to be feasible. Once I decide which part of the structure is going to be feasible, I can use this again into my design. So this is why I said 3D experience is more like based on what job role you have. It's very job role specific. If your particular job role requires you to do one set of applications, get that particular application for your job role. You don't have to get the entire bunch. It's scalable at a different level. Okay, and here you can see even assembly is directly happening inside the browser. What we have done is we have imported all the parts. We're directly putting it. If you want some toolbox components, it will recognize all the holes automatically and place all the fasteners. So regular things that happens in SolidWorks. And this is what the web browser design is all about. Okay. So as you can see, 3D Experience is a platform where each and everything can be done. For example, if you want your data management to be resolved, that also can be done. If you want your simulation to be done, there are roles for it. So according to your particular job role, each and everything is possible in this platform. And once you enter into this platform, you don't have to go out of the platform for any particular. Fine? So I won't take much of your time. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now we move on to one of the most awaited moments where we will be announcing the names of winners. Now, as I do that, very quickly, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to call upon stage Mr. Mahesh, Director Beacon, to kindly join me on the stage, please. So can we have you on the stage as I take a moment to announce the name of the winners? Yes, can you all clap at the music now? Let's see how we clap at the beat of the music. Together, everybody. Welcome, sir. Now, this is the moment we announce the name of the Model Mania winner. And this is for the second runner-up, the third position, ladies and gentlemen, goes to Yokesh from JB Point Dexter. Wow, I hear whistles. Put your hands together. Whistle odiri, chappale barbeku, joragi barbeku. Let's give him a huge round of applause. congratulations. Thank you so much, sir, for doing the honors. Now, I'd like to call upon Mr. Ashwin. Ladies and gentlemen, he's the subscription manager. Let's have him join us on the stage, please. And there he is. Let's welcome him also with a loud round of applause, everybody. Now, this is for the first runner-up, which is the second place. And as I announce the name of the winner, I want to tell you that I have one more exciting prize, which will be given away to the person who claps the most, ladies and gentlemen. So let's put our hands together, clap as loud as we can for the first runner-up. Let's welcome Dilip K.N., ladies and gentlemen, from Abhiyan Technologies. Wow! You have to keep putting your hands together as loud as possible for Dilip K.N. Thank you so much, sir, and congratulations. All right. I hope we all noticed how Mr. Dilip was posing for the picture. He knew his friends were sitting right there, the cameras were right there, and that's all he did. That's where he looked while taking a picture. Congratulations once again. I would very quickly like to invite on the stage Mr. Praveen Rao, ladies and gentlemen. He'll be joining us. He is the regional manager, Beacon. Let's welcome him on the stage, please. I've already identified two people who might be winning away the special prize. So let's have you take the center stage as I announce the winner. Any guesses? Any guesses? Do you think you're the winner? Give me a raise of hand. Put your hands up if you think you've won it. Okay, I hear you, but the winner is Karthik B from Rhapsody Engineering. The winner of the Model Mania contest walks up oozing confidence. His name is Karthik B and he represents Rhapsody Engineering. Congratulations. Karthik, I'm going to request you to come back here. Karthik. Karthik, calling Karthik, come back. Okay, so because you're the winner, I'm going to just take a moment and take this from you because we want to see how Karthik celebrates when he wins. Do you all think we should see a victory dance? Yes or no? Come on, Karthik, let's celebrate this the Karthik style. We're going to play one song and I want you to dance. I want you to actually hold this, okay? Okay, Karthik is saying if you don't clap, then he'll not dance. If you want him to dance, you'll have to keep clapping. Let's hit the music, please. One song only for you, Karthik. Everybody's clapping for you. Let's go for it. Come on, put your hands up in the air. Let's turn up the volume. Wow, love the energy in the house. Naveen, let's, wow. Karthik. Oh my God, look at this. Okay, so we're going to play, any song is okay. Karthik, the man of the moment, can dance on any song and celebrate right now. So Karthik, all right. He's put his specs inside, he's ready. Our hero is ready on the stage. Wow. Let's turn up the volume, please. Karthik. Come on, Karthik, one step. Contest, and we also have somebody who I've identified who's been clapping a lot. So we had somebody from here. Who was that person who's been clapping a lot? Yes, please stand up. Okay, as he stands up, we're going to quickly hand you over something. Kindly remain standing. And there was somebody from this side. You want to tell me who that is? So you know what? Just for your confidence, we're going to give it to you, sir. The gentleman there in the maroon shirt, please stand up. We're going to come to you and give you something very exciting. Kindly remain standing as the team comes up to you. For now, ladies and gentlemen, to present the closing remarks, I'm going to call JJ, sir, on the stage. Let's welcome him on the stage as well. The closing remarks will be presented by the gentleman. Let's have you come up, sir. Yes. All right, and there he comes, ladies and gentlemen. And like they say in Hindi, wo aa gaye, dekho wo aa gaye. So let's hear the closing remarks from you.
You can hear me? Any more people want to dance, please come up. We have a good person who can get you to dance. Sir, you want to dance? Okay, so you guys enjoyed yourselves today. I won't say enjoyed. Did you find it informative to a degree? A lot of what is going on. I mean, one of the things that I'm not going to show you any slides for any kind of conclusions today. But what I'd like to cover is one quick thing. As we talked about from the morning, there are a whole lot of things changing here. And more than being scared about what's happening around us, should we be scared? Yes. But we use that to make sure we make a mark on the future. I talked to you about 70% of the industry, if it runs the older way, is not going to find its way in the new schema of things. So does that mean we are all helpless? Not really. All it means is we need to channelize our energies in a slightly different manner. You heard a little about 3D experience. You heard a little about platform. Try and read up a little more on things like the platform competencies. And the beauty about today is, how many of you do actually 3D design? I'm not talking of 3D modeling. Do you understand the distinct difference? There was a time when 3D modeling as a concept was more than enough for us to manage our day-to-day scenarios. Let me give you an example. A couple of years ago, we had a customer for whom we believed simulation was something that they had to go for, okay? But there was just one user. Now that guy, he was so scared of simulation. How many of you are very confident of simulation? No problem, no problem. Confident means I'll give it to you tomorrow. You're not confident, right? Be honest. See, 20, 25 years ago, you having this point of view was okay. Not today. I promise you, not today. What many people think is that simulation is too high-tech for me. How many of you really believe that? Be honest with me. Okay, how many of you were in the first 2 benches in class? Always were in the top 10 in class. I was just lying. You raise. You see, 25 years ago, it meant that you had to be very good at your maths. You had to be very good at all your concepts to even approach a thing called simulation. Not true anymore. Not true anymore. Over the last 25 years, things have become so easy, so easy. The only ability you need to have is the ability to understand your problem. Do you understand? You need to have the ability to understand your problem. Don't worry about having to solve it. All those complex mathematical equations that I told you, I threatened you with Anjan, right? You don't need to do all that. As long as you have the ability to understand your problem and put in the right factors into the application does all the work for you. But you still fear using the software because your basics are raw. Are you getting me? Just your fundamentals are raw. Forget about the math and everything behind it. One of the things that Anjan and his team has started doing very well is, in the past I remember, when we had to train somebody on simulation, we would directly start on the software. So what we left behind was a very frightened soul, okay? You understand? Now it has changed. We take a 2-day theory session. Everything that you didn't study in college, leave it. We are going to take you through another session where the basics are going to be taught to you. And only after that do we touch the software. That way the journey becomes extremely simple. I promise you, it is very simple. And that's not a misstatement by me. The reason I told you all this is, every one of us needs to start moving up that value chain. The time has come that we need to move up the value chain. It's our duty as people like Beacon to facilitate that journey for you. Are you with me? You have a whole lot of options. If you look at all the solutions that you've seen today, I showed you a picture of what all is available. You can have simulation at multiple levels. You are going to constantly be thinking of ROI. All of these small things count. We will help you through it. I promise you that we will help you through it. All you need to do is take the step forward. I used the word demand multiple times this morning. The time has come for you to demand for yourself, for your organization, or you are facing that 70% extinction. So let's take a pledge today. We have already done it. Future direction at Beacon that I talked to you about is already in that direction. So one thing I can tell you, we will be reaching out to you because we have quite some data on the kind of work you're doing already. Those of you are already customers. Those of you who are not yet our customers, please tell us a little more about what you do. I can tell you one thing, not a single solution will be sold by Beacon if we don't believe there is an ROI. We are at that point in the evolution of Beacon where we don't want to do a con sale. I promise you that. We are not in that game at all. Unless we are convinced that there is an ROI for you, the solution won't happen. So with that said, over the next few weeks, we are working with our principals, Dassault Systems, to see if there are any lucrative offers we can make to the market. You will be kept in the know-how on that. But in the meanwhile, if you believe that there are any zones we can be of help to you, please do not hesitate. Please do not hesitate. One last thing is you have a feedback form that has been given to each of you. Please do fill in your honest thoughts on that. Like I told you, we are trying to get this program better and better and better. We want to see if there are certain things that we have not addressed to you. Please feel free to be our wildest critic, not a problem. That's the only way I believe we can improve. And if you need any specific help in any zone, please talk about it there. But before I conclude and Madam comes and gets you to do a nice jig, you want to do it? Madams run. I think they all want to dance after the feedback form. So please do give us your honest feedback, and I'll let the stage to Madam. Please, it's all yours. Sorry to have invaded your.
Not at all, sir. Not at all. Thank you so much. And like sir said, we're always more than happy to help and hear you out. And as approachable as the team is, do not hesitate to reach out to them. Don't forget to fill in your feedback forms. And very importantly, if you're uploading any of your pictures on your social media handles, do put in all the hashtags. You know the hashtags already. We also have a graffiti wall outside. I know it's filled, it's looking lovely, but we definitely have the space for your message if you haven't written it already. A reminder for the feedback forms, once again, do fill that in. And I must tell you that we should all applaud for the dream team, the entire Beacon team, who's burnt midnight oil to make this event a success and possible. Let's give the team a huge round of applause. Every single member of the team, ladies and gentlemen, has given in their best. And thank you to all of you for being a 10 on 10 audience. My name is Fatima Lokanwala, and with that, I wish you all a great evening. Take care of yourselves, and until our next big get together, we will see all of you very soon. Yes, and very importantly, once you fill your feedback form, you'll have to go outside, hand that over to the desk, and you will get your goodie bags. So please make sure you redeem your goodie bags and fill in the feedback forms. Thank you so much, everybody, once again. And like sir said, let's celebrate every moment. Let's walk out with smiles, with baby steps and a bit of dancing. Thank you so much once again.